Harvey, who we're talking about today, he's very chilled out, just takes things in his stride, quite playful, still very cute and little at 2.5. We had gotten up early in the morning, flown down to Melbourne. He'd been quite clingy and he was teething. He didn't have a temperature or anything like that, just a bit needy. And so we just sat down to lunch. Again, he was completely fine. He'd been running around with my other son around the dining table. And I was having one of those moments that parents often have where you look at your children and go, oh, aren't they lovely? And so I was literally looking right at him. And literally 1 second he was fine, and the next he just wasn't there. And so in my mind, I just kept saying to myself, keep it together, keep it together, keep it together. Because I figured that it suddenly shocked me. It dawned on me that no one else in the room knew what to do, and that if I didn't do something, my baby was going to die. And it was probably only 2 minutes that I was doing the CPR for, but it felt like a very long time. So then I saw a little flicker in his eyelids, and I felt a little movement in his fingers. And so I'm now screaming his name, which I had been doing beforehand, just screaming. And then slowly he started to turn his head and he started saying, Mama. You know, my whole family are medicos. A lot of my friends are health professionals or Scouts leaders and it dawned on me, despite the fact that my husband had been in the Army Reserves, that most people actually don't know first aid or CPR, the really basic stuff that can literally make quite a significant difference. But I said to my husband, you know, if this happens and you're with him, you need to know what to do, otherwise he dies. And that's a pretty confronting concept, because I think the big thing for me was, it was not learning CPR 15, 20 years ago when I was a dental student. It's the fact that I refresh it regularly. I just knew what to do, because at that point I could not think clearly. It was a very, very stressful, traumatic environment. So the fact that I could just get in there and do what needed to be done is what saved his life. Just go and do it. You know, it might take a couple of hours of your time. It'll cost you a nominal amount of money. And, you know, at that moment again of thinking that my child had died, if that had been the outcome of that scenario, I would have traded anything in the world, like any amount of money, any amount of time, any reservations, for being able to do something that saved him.